Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going through 5 simple brake hacks to give you some better performance on the trail, give you more stopping power as well, just a overall better feel for braking. This works on pretty much any brakes. I have SRAM guide R's here, which are the base model guides, so they can really benefit from some of these hacks. And you guys can do this if you have pretty much any basic mechanic skills, nothing too complicated. Some you probably heard of before and aren't too advanced, some might be a little bit more advanced. But let's get to it, guys. So let's start off with our first hack here is something very basic, and but you'd be surprised how much of a difference it would make on the trail. So just right in your lever, you can see here, these guide R's do not have a bearing. So sometimes this bushing can get kind of clogged up with dirt and debris and stuff, and your lever can not feel like it used to when it was new. So you can just take anything like some Tri-Flow and just take a couple drops. Just let it seep right in, and because of capillary action, it will seep right into that lever, and you'll get a lot better feel in your lever. It won't be as sticky. You can take a couple drops, put it in the swing link mechanism, and you'd be surprised how much better that feels. So just something simple to start off, and we'll move on to the next. Alright guys, so for our next hack, we'll be talking about the bite point, really. This is extremely beneficial if you have a brake lever without a contact point adjust. So if your brakes are starting to get a little bit spongy and they're pulling too close to the bar, and you feel like you might loop out doing manual stuff like that, you don't have the same power and modulation that you used to, what you can do is take your wheel out and just go ahead and give your lever a squeeze or two, nothing crazy. And as you can see, the pads will advance, and what that does is it brings them closer to the rotor, and that way they bite a little bit sooner. You'll have a little bit better lever feel and more power overall. And for our next one, guys, you can go ahead and keep your wheel out because it'll also be relating to the caliper. Next one, fairly similar to what we just did, but you can go ahead and advance your pads so they're almost touching, and you can see the pistons come out. And then don't pull them too many times because you don't want that the pistons to come clean out of the caliper, which can happen, and that's a nightmare. Then you have to re-bleed your brakes. But you can go ahead and do that, and then once you've advanced them, just take a knife or a pad spreading tool and push them back. And all this does is once the pistons come out, they're self-lubricating, so it allows some oil to flow into them. And what this will do is just give you a better overall feel, just a lot smoother actuation and more control, and also boost the longevity of your brakes. And you won't have to bleed as often, and it'll just keep them feeling better for longer. So yeah, that's that, and we'll move on to the next hack. Involves the rotor, and as you can see, these are directional. This SRAM rotor rotates this way. So what you can do is loosen these bolts, right? And since it's rotating this way, you can butt it up the opposite way. And as you can see, there's some play there. So you butt it up against the opposite way and go ahead and tighten your bolts. And this is also a little 2-in-1. When you are tightening these, do not tighten them in a circle. Tighten them in a star pattern. And you don't need to use a torque wrench, but it's nice if you have one, just to make sure you're not over tightening or under tightening anything. You definitely don't want any brake bolts coming loose. But doing this, what this will do is make sure in any cases of like super heavy braking, this rotor will not slip back, because if it's facing butted up against this way, there is a chance it could slip, and that'll give you a very unsettling feel. So if you butt it back against the opposite way it's going to rotate, you just have a solid feel, and never have any sketchy situations like that. So let's get on to the next one. Last but not least, this one's kind of simple and a little bit personal preference, but at the same time, there's definitely a way you can do this to get maximum performance. And this is actually just simply the brake position on the bar. So when you're gripping the bar, you should have one finger on the very end of the lever, and what that's going to do is going to give you max leverage and max stopping power. And it's also going to help with hand fatigue because you're going to have most of your fingers on the bar instead of a 2-finger grip. So set it up so that when you are on your preferred position on the grip, I like to rest my hand right on the outside. Your one finger sits right in this pocket, and also you can set your reach adjust, which is right here. I like to set it so when I'm gripping the bar, the last digit of my finger hangs right over the edge, and then it gives you a contact point right about here, which works best for me. You get the best feel, and you can get the best grip on your bar. So hope you guys enjoyed these. Pretty simple today, but some people just don't know this stuff, and I've learned over the years, and it just helps out with overall performance. So if you did enjoy, guys, please subscribe. Thanks to my subscribers now, and like if you don't mind. Catch you on the next one, guys.